Hi everybody, welcome to my vlog. Today we're going to talk about the Canon 60D digital SLR. I've had this camera for about 10 years. It's an interchangeable lens system. It's a digital SLR. It's an APS-C size sensor. I think it looks pretty good. I only have 2 lenses. I'd like to buy more, but you know, what can you do? Kind of low income here. I've been sick for a while and all that jazz. I'll spare you all the details. But I think that for how old it is and for what it is, it's pretty good. It does shoot 24 frames per second. It doesn't do 1080p 60p, but it does, you know, the normal 30 frames per second. It does, however, do 1280 by 720 at 60p, and I've tried out some of that video, which I'll show you. I also have a prime lens with an aperture of 1.8, and that's pretty good for low light. Other than that, though, it's not a great low light camera. It's pretty good, though. I guess, you know, the smaller aperture you get, the better that's going to look, the better lens and all that. I've had some success. I'd really like to get a 1080 60p camera though, so I can slow some things down and make it look a little more cinematic, but this is pretty good. I find that the 1280 by 720 doesn't look too bad, and compared to the 1920 by 1080, it's really not that bad. But I mean, if you start comparing it to 4K, a lot of the dynamic range is lost. And, you know, highlights are blown out and shadows are crushed and stuff in the 1280. But it doesn't look too bad. I've had some pretty good success with this camera. I don't like the autofocus on it. There is no continuous autofocus or tracking on this camera, which is one reason why I love my Vixia HFG40. And I can't wait to move on to a Panasonic GH5S, which has great auto tracking. Like, we have to put it in the manual mode and then just select on the touchscreen where you want it to focus. So technically you're taking it out of the autofocus for the Panasonic GH5 or the GH5S, or a lot of their cameras actually, the G9 or the G85, which I'll be reviewing very soon. It's just it's very noisy autofocus, and it doesn't keep tracking very well, so it's not very good for that. If you're a YouTuber and you want to do vlogging, I would probably look into something other than that. It does have an excellent flip out screen. Flips out all the way so you can, you know, fully articulating is the word I'm looking for, so you can, you know, vlog yourself and hold it in front of yourself and see yourself. Does have the full audio, has headphone jack, full audio sensitivity, turn off the auto gain control, full manual white balance, and it's a fairly easy, I should say, menu to navigate. It's not that complicated. It only has a few features really, so you're not going to get lost in it. It's not a capacitive touchscreen auto. This is from 2010, right? So you're not going to get a lot of those features that you would find nowadays. It has a dust-proof, weatherproof magnesium alloy body, which is very strong and durable, and has gotten me through quite a few situations that I might not have gotten through with any other camera, to be honest. I've shot in heavy rain and sleet and all kinds of conditions with that camera. So hi everybody, we're looking at my Canon 60D LCD screen, and the menu is being shown. And right off the bat we can see the movie exposure is in manual, and that's how you select that. There's a little wheel off to the right that you can't see, and that's how you navigate through the menu, like so. So right there is the movie exposure manual or auto. We'll leave that on manual. Autofocus mode, live mode, or quick mode. And then autofocus with shutter button during movie, enable or disable. Autofocus and metering butt for movie, meter and autofocus start, AE lock. Not sure what all these do. That's interesting. ISO speed setting increments, highlight tone priority. And if you flick it again, it goes over. Then you can just hit this and go over that way. So here we have the movie recording size. This is not an easy thing to use. This little jog dial thing is not as good as a touch screen. So here's more tools. Movie recording size is on 1920 by 1080, but we have these options. 1920 by 1080 24 or 30, 1280 by 720 60, or 640 by 480 60, and then there's also a crop of 640 60 frames per second. And then we have sound recording is manual or auto or disable. Right now we have that on manual. If you want to select it, you just hit this thing and go up or down, whichever way you need to. We'll leave that right where it was. And then you also have a wind filter, but that's disabled right now for some reason. And so we'll back right out of this. Just hit the menu to back out of things. It's hard to hit it sometimes. Gotta have some nails. Silent shooting, mode 1. There's different modes for that. Mode 1, mode 2. And then you have meter, timing, timer, metering, timing, timer. I can't talk today. Grid display, on or off. That just helps you keep things in the rule of thirds or not. And then right over here, we have exposure compensation. If you feel like the exposure is off one way or the other, you can compensate for that. I feel like it's a little off right now. Let's hit it there. There we go. Auto lighting optimizer, picture style. There's all kinds of different picture styles, so you can back out of that rich Canon look if you like. I feel like the blacks are a little crushed sometimes. They're a little too black, a little too saturated sometimes, so I like to use a more of a neutral picture style. Anyway, let's back out of here. Next we have, what else do we have? Let's get back here. White balance. You can choose all your white balance settings. Right now I have it so I can use the wheel. As you can see, you can use the little top wheel that you can control your aperture with. And but it also has all the different presets. Plus you can take a picture of a white balance card or a grayscale card or something like that. So there's always those options. Let's back out of there. Then you have your custom white balance right here. That's where you hit your custom white balance, I guess. I've used that before too. So then you got your quality for pictures. This is more your picture menu. I never use the photo options. My son does. And then we have whether or not the beep is enabled, and the shutter release without the card, image reviews on 2 seconds, peripheral illumination correction, and then we have all of our image options in the image menu, like rotate, erase images, print order, some creative filters are built in, resizing, raw image processing, and then you got your highlight alert, autofocus, point display, histogram, image jump slideshow, rating, control over HDMI, auto power, auto rotate, format, file numbering, select folder. There's lots of stuff here. And then you got all your tools, power off, rotate, format. Oh yeah, I just said that. LCD brightness, time, language, video system, sensor cleaning. That's an important one. So that's about it though. That's pretty much everything the menu system has. And so I hope you enjoyed having a look at my Canon 60D with me, and you can come back and check out some other cameras. Hit the like, subscribe, and if you don't like it, then I guess there's no pleasing you.